everybody, I am the Barangoat, and welcome to the BattleBots Reborn Cup Season 3 summary video. This is where we talk about the great things that happened over the course of the season, the bad things that we need to work on, and the changes that might happen in the off time for Season 4. It's a very important video, especially because we're going to be talking about something big towards the end that I'm thinking about changing, and I need your guys' help with some ideas. So get a pen and paper ready. So to quickly sum up the season in a few sentences, it was everyone gunning for Son of Waiachi, the undefeated, undisputed, two-time champion of the BattleBots Reborn Cup. It looked like he was going to have a tough road when he fought Hexadecimated at the start, was likely to fight the Matador, which he did, and then possibly Biohazard after that. 3 flippers in a row for an inadvertible full-body spinner, but he handled every task that came at him pretty well until, of course, the semifinal, where Mauler took him out in a slightly controversial matchup, and then, of course, it all culminated with Yeti winning the title, beating Mauler in the final pretty quickly, pretty easily. But the season was full of shock stories and upsets. Tazbot getting to the quarterfinals, Mortis to the semifinals, and you had bots like Wipeout do pretty well. Mo, who hadn't won a fight yet in BattleBots Reborn Cup, he got to the round of 16. There were shocks all across the board. It was a crazy season, and what a season it was. We're going to talk about the good first. And first good, a new winner. I'm so glad that Son of Waiachi did not win this year. And I know that's weird because he is my favorite bot, but I knew he needed to lose. I didn't care when, it just needed to happen. And when the bracket first came out and HexyD was his first opponent, I thought, well, this is possible. He goes out in the round of 64. He didn't, of course. He got all the way to the semifinal, which had us nervous. I know it had a lot of you guys nervous once the Final Four was set in the penultimate episode. You're like, well, fuck, he's won again. He didn't win shit, and I'm fucking happy about it. I'm happy that Yeti won. I think it was a very deserved title for him, a very well-built machine, and he proved that. And it's a big name winning it, you know? It wasn't something dumb like Kiloamp winning. The second was the upsets. This tournament was full of its drama because of all of the major upsets that happened. Like some of the ones we mentioned where I honestly thought Minotaur was a title contender, and he went out in his first fight. Warhead went out early as hell, and he was a semi-finalist from last season. Stinger against Black Ice. Still don't know how that's happened, but it did, and he went out early, and Biohazard went out early. It was all across the board. Bots that shouldn't have gotten as far were, and bots that should have gotten far weren't. Film time and planning for all of the filming. Now, when we did Season 2, Sam and I had to film every fight in a single day because of time constraints, because of school and stuff for me, her, and Cole. And I really didn't like it because the best part was rushed through so quickly. The fun of the fights and looking at the results, and all of the hard stuff, the editing, the organizing, and all that was just its normal self. So we didn't really get to enjoy seeing the tournament unfold. This season was a lot different because Cole moved in with his girlfriend and was in a different town a little farther away. I knew there was going to be an issue with recording. So we filmed the bracket draw like early November, and then we slowly but surely filmed a few fights, Sam and I. Then one week, Cole and I would film a couple of the studio shots. Then Sam and I would film some more fights, and then we'd do more studio shots. And literally, this went on from early November to, I think the actual bracket finished early April. That's how long it took. But I loved it. I loved being able to do a round and then stare at the new matchups and be like, okay, what's going to happen in here? This guy might win this, he might do this. And then we do the next round a month later. Okay, what's going to happen in this fight? Oh, I can't wait to see this one. I loved it. I fucking loved it, and that's how I think I want to do it from now on. The next good point, fan judge. So if you paid attention to the scrolling text at the end of each episode, you'll notice that BattleBots Boy's name was down as a fight judge. I asked him at the start of the season if he wanted to do it, and he gladly said yes. Tito, could you be a little quieter when you eat? So it was him, myself, and Sam that were the 3 judges this season. Because in the past, slight little secret, Sam and I would do all of the judging ourselves if it was a fight that was easy for us to determine the winner. If it was too close, we would get Cole to help us out. And Cole didn't do a bad job, but he doesn't watch BattleBots. He hasn't watched BattleBots. He just doesn't know as much. So it only made sense to get somebody else that knows inside and out this sport. BattleBots Boy was one of many of you I could have chosen, but I personally asked him because he's been around a long time. He's helped me out with a lot of different builds, and he's helped me out with the series. We've done a lot together, so that's why I specifically asked him. I thought he did a great job overall. He was very quick with his responses. We would always talk about it in detail and what was going through his mind. It always made sense. I don't think there was any bias in his decisions. I think he did an excellent job of judging the fights. More on this whole fan judge thing because I'm going to get to that in the changes. You'll see what I mean in a little bit. But let's get to the next point, bot quality. This is something that's probably always going to be in the good section of a tournament because it's always improving. Season 2, we had some decent bots compared to Season 1, and Season 3, the bots were a lot better compared to what they were last year. And Season 4 is only going to get better. We've got a new Tombstone, we've got a new Bronco, and there's just going to be plenty of more bots getting replaced with better versions. It's always going to keep improving, and that's going to be massive. I loved it. Skipped fights bits and the next time preview shots at the end. These I touched up on a little bit earlier, but they were new additions. Obviously, we had the skip fights because there was way too many, and I thought I did a decent job of picking a kind of chill music, picking out good enough highlights, and then there was the raw fight footage videos that I put up on Patreon. If you want to see all of those skipped fights in their entirety, pretty raw and unedited besides a little bit of music, that's on our Patreon. That link is in the description. Please go check it out. And then the next time section, I had so much fun doing that because I threw you guys off a lot. I wasn't taking as many risks in the beginning just because I was trying to show a couple hits that really didn't matter. Then I started to get more bold with it, and I would show Witch Doctor losing a wheel or Yeti losing a wheel or one bot smoking really badly. And I think I did a decent job of throwing you guys off a lot because there were a couple times you're like, well, that bot looks like he's in trouble, and then he ended up winning his fight. So expect those two to both stick around in the future because I thought they were great. Next up, what was bad about this season? This list isn't actually as long as it normally is or probably should be because honestly we're getting pretty decent at stuff. One thing that I still really want to work on and improve a lot is the studio shots. It's difficult because Cole talks very quietly, so it means I have to do a lot of editing to try and raise his audio up, and you still can't even hear him, or you hear just the normal buzz of the ambience in the background, and it doesn't come out good, those studio shots. The lighting would be poor sometimes, the camera would be on would not be a perfect angle. There's a lot of crap that Cole likes to put on that damn table, and it gets really distracting, I feel like. I try to let him have a little bit of fun with it. If I had it perfectly my way, I would try and make it look professional. Maybe even put a green screen behind us and then put some sort of pictures in the back. Maybe that's something that'll change in Season 4, but it's definitely something that needs to be improved. Editing flaws is the next one. I need to work on slowing down with videos. As you know, because I've always feared life getting in the way and preventing me from doing a lot of videos and getting videos to you on time, it's always been quantity over quality. I've always wanted to get more videos, not better videos. But I'm switching it now, which is funny because I'm busier now with life because I work. But I'm trying to work on making better videos. Just if there's an editing flaw, fix it. A really minor point to finish off the bad section, results of some of the bots. Minotaur losing his first fight, the way Stinger went out to Black Ice. The fact that bots like Black Ice, Wipeout, Hella Chopper, and Kiloamp, some of these OP bots, were getting pretty far. It was worrying because I didn't want the final four to be Kiloamp, Mauler, Hella Chopper, Wipeout, all of these like OP full body spinners that the others just couldn't deal with. Luckily, we started to see, once we got deeper into the tournament, and it was the best of the best, those bots were beatable. And Hella Chopper clearly lost, Wipeout lost, Kiloamp lost. So every bot is beatable, as we've learned. Every bot has weaknesses. I just need to not worry about that. If a bot gets as far as he can, as far as he does, he probably deserves it, you know what I mean? Alright, time for changes that we want to do for Season 4. There's 2 small ones and there's 2 big ones, so we'll start with the small ones. First up, ram plate controversy. It's been a problem since Season 2 with Witch Doctor, where the ram plates that shouldn't be causing damage and taking off parts are doing just that. That's how Witch Doctor got all the way to the semifinals last year, and that's how Gold Digger won a fight. That's how Kiloamp got as far as he did this year. Luckily, it is not a problem anymore because insert person's name here, I can't remember who it is, sent me a non-damaging ram plate piece that I put on the game. I've already tested with Duck in the predictions series. It's worked perfectly. So there will be no more bullshit with ramp plates. Any bot that has one or needs one will get the non-damaging one, including bots like Kilowamp. A little bit bigger on the changes list, the fan judges one. So I'm very, very much considering having 3 fan judges instead of 1 this year. I thought Rich did a good job of keeping any bias out of his decisions. I'm not sure if Sam and I did the best, and that's what I'm going for. Because Sam and I are the ones fighting, we obviously are going to think, I won that fight because I did this and this and this. Well, I won this fight because I did this and this and this. Well, we can just remove our opinion entirely and leave it up to 2 other people who have no fucking idea who was who. Then I think that would be good. So I'm going to think about that. I'm leaning towards yes. I'm going to talk about Sam, and I think she'll say, I'm going to talk about Sam? I'm going to talk to Sam. And I think she'll say yes to that too. 2 big changes. Here's the first one. Cole. I'm not sure if he's going to be in Season 4. Not because I don't want him in, just because I think schedules might prevent it. So Cole is working very hard, not just working, but trying to get into graduate school. And his dream schools, he's looking in Colorado because that's where his sister is and his niece is, and I know that's his goal. He wants to get out there. We don't know if he's going to get in or not. He's been working hard trying to raise the money because if you've ever tried to get into graduate school, it's sometimes $25 just to put in an application fee, and that racks up quick. If you go to 10 schools, there's a lot of money. I'm very much prepared to not have him in the studio shots and in the commentary for fights next season. If so, great, everything's normal. If not, I'm probably just going to replace him with Sam. And now the big one, because if you listened to the finale, you would have heard me say this. Cannot wait to see the increased field and the possible format change for Season 4. And so here's what we mean by that. Towards the end of the filming, Cole had made a comment about how the field is just getting way too big. There's way too many bots, and there's a lot to work with. That maybe we should try and change the format to accommodate this better. And what he means mainly is we need less bots in the actual edited videos of BattleBots Reborn. So I started thinking about it, and I thought, you know what? He's absolutely right. We got to do something to manage this growing number. It was 75 bots in Season 3. It's currently at 85. I've got 10 episodes to edit before Season 4 is ready. So expect that number to get close to 100. 100 bots. That's a lot. So we've been talking about options of what to do. And this is where I'm going to need your guys' help. So I'm going to tell you what my general idea is, and you're going to help me fine tweak it. Basically what I want is I want bots to be able to automatically qualify for the next season if you get to a certain round in the tournament. So let's say you get to the round of 32, you're automatically in. If you don't get to the round of 32, you're going to have to do some qualifying matchups to help complete the field. I want edited episodes of BattleBots Reborn to start at the round of 64. So we'd have 64 bots that enter BattleBots Reborn Cup proper, if you will, and we do the draw, and then we do like 10 episodes of that. And before that, there would be videos not as heavily edited, but it would just be a bunch of qualifiers. So we take all but those 32 that automatically qualified, and then these bots have to go through some gruesome matches and some format to qualify. So this is what I was doing some math on earlier. Let me talk you through it. Let's say... Okay, we're going to pause the video real quick because I don't make a lot of sense in the next 5 minutes because my math wasn't set up well or easy to understand. So I've sat down off camera, done the math, and here's what I've come up with. Let's say there are 112 bots for BattleBots Reborn Cup Season 4, and 32 of them are going to get an automatic berth into the actual bracket stages that you normally see. So that brings the total down to 80 bots. Let's say we split those 80 bots into 16 groups of 5, okay? So we're gonna have 16 groups. All of the winners will go into the tournament. So there's another 16 out of our 32. So now we're at 48, and we only need 16 more bots. So then, let's go back to those groups. The winners are already in. Let's take second and third place bots, and they will then get randomly drawn against somebody else for a playoff. The winners will go through to the tournament. The losers are out. That will complete a perfect field of 64. The problem then will be I just have to get to 112 robots by episode 80, so it's going to be a lot of heavyweights in those episodes. I don't think you guys will mind, especially when the numbers are going to be perfectly worked out for this tournament. So, now that I've done that in about a minute 16 as opposed to like 4, 5, 6 minutes of staring at a piece of paper, there we go. But that's basically what I'm trying to work out in my head right now. That's all I've got also for this video, so leave me your ideas below on a good way to help fill the other 32 spots for Season 4. And let me know what you think about everything else, including Cole possibly not returning, the fan judges possibly being a thing, and ram plates not being a thing anymore. That's all. I got a lot of stuff to do today. So thank you for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and we'll see you in Season 4.